where we've been, and here we are. Yes, I see you grooving to our welcome song. Ladies and
Love
gentlemen,
it.
I am so happy to be back. 2024 has now been, I guess we are entering into the end of it. However, I have been inspired to start our last season episode of 2024 with this gentleman sitting in front of us. His name is Immanuel Lee.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And we will get into how it all began, how we got to this point. We were so inspired today to have this live conversation with Immanuel Lee, and he is a country music artist, and we love it. New single, as we love new music. It is out. You got to check it out on the streaming platforms. It is called Lemme See, and he will, of course, talk to you about it. I'm hoping that we can get him to do a little live version of that. Let me see. Emmanuel, you think you can do that?
Yeah, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Emmanuel Lee, welcome to Champagne and Conversations. How are you, sir?
How y'all doing?
Yes, thank you so much. Guys, I just want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting Champagne and Conversations. We have now come to the end of 2024, and this was so exciting to me to have been shared the music of country music artist Immanuel Lee by his team, music team. And I said, oh no, let's stop the press. We are going live tonight to talk to him about his inspiration, his new single, and all the things. So, welcome once again, Immanuel Lee, to Champagne and Conversations. And please tell us, how did this all begin for you?
Well, thank you all for having me first and foremost, right?
Yeah.
Um, it all started in a small town in Chicago. Just trying to make something happen. Getting into some bad situations, and God ended up blessing me to understand that He gave me a gift to do multiple things. And I just, I took it and I ran with it as soon as he gave it to me, or reminded me, I would say. Because funny story is, my daddy is a pastor, so when I grew up, we couldn't listen to rap music or R&B, anything edgy. Only thing we could listen to was like rock Christian music, country Christian, Disney Channel songs, which is all like country and pop. So that's what I grew up singing. So without even really knowing, it was already embedded into me. So that's really how it started. It started, I would say, fairly a long time ago. I just, I never realized it. I slept on my own gifts that God gave me, I would say.
Now, did you sing in church?
Yes, ma'am. I played the
Okay.
drum, piano. I was a praise dancer, everything.
Okay. Okay.
We was in
And you
church
just
more
took,
than school. I would tell you that.
yeah. Well, when I was studying this, the origin of country, as it was one of the first genres of music from the 20s, it originated from a gospel perspective. That was a lot of where that sound came from. And I guess what
Okay.
we know is that real like Pentecostal, real deep Southern um, music, if
Yes,
you
ma'am.
will. And so you to take that, you still stayed rooted in in your upbringing. You still stay rooted in that music, but just going into it, obviously, much of the country has been celebrated, by the Shania Twains and the Dolly Partons and all those folks. But recently, we have now been introduced to it from so many new artists, such as yourself. So it's cool. I think it's just a great place to step into. Again, I was excited about it because we've seen some of those that we know so much be in R&B space that have now kind of merged or, crossed, branded themselves into this country music space. So yeah, congratulations for you on that. I will say, listening to Let Me See, and once again, guys, his new single is out on all streaming platforms, and it's called Let Me See. It sounds like you have that mix of, what do they call it, trill or
Trap.
trill, trap. it has that. Plus, it has a little auto tune to it. Um,
Yes, ma'am.
am I hearing that? Tell me about it.
Yes, ma'am.
And first, you're
So,
gonna not say ma'am.
uh, hey, y'all,
I'm just a
tell
few
her,
years older than you, maybe, maybe not.
hey, hey, y'all, tell her it's just a respect thing. We gotta respect all women, all men. So even men, I call them sir.
Yes,
No matter how old they are, even if they my age, I'm 27. But I like to call everybody ma'am or sir just to show that I respect you.
there you go, right there.
Y'all to get
No,
down
Bro,
don't
the
for
fan
cigar is
it.
hey,
smooth. Yeah,
my
yeah. The cigar is smooth. You gonna need to get something from her because it's smooth.
Yeah, but that's probably not cigar he's smoking, but that's good.
they say
Okay.
it's music etiquette to keep your cups out and keep basically your personal life to yourself a little bit. So
Yeah, well, it's all cool because we know, obviously in the space of hip hop for sure, we get it, we get that. Like I've had Cassidy on and those folks. So yeah,
uh,
we're clear. We're clear. So okay, back to it again. Emmanuel Lee, country music
yes, ma'am.
artist, new music out, Let Me See. And he was sharing with us his intros to the space of country music.
Um, what should I pick up at?
So I was saying to you that it's pretty much still tapping into the roots of you growing up in the church when you started with the country music. Well, you can share with us your inspiration. So I said to you, it sounded like it was trill. It had a little bit of
Yeah.
trap and auto tune. And was that some of your influence?
For sure, I would say my influence honestly in this was Morgan Wallen. I
Okay.
was sitting at TGI Fridays. I was eating dinner, waiting for my Cajun shrimp and chicken pasta, and his song came over the intercom speakers. Somebody's problem, and
Okay.
I sang the song. I fell in love with the song immediately. And after about 2 days, 3 days of singing the song, singing along to it, I was like, wait, can I can I sing country? And I got my own studio, so I went right to the house and immediately just started recording. And since
So
then, it's been on and smoking.
that's
I'm
dope.
about
And that's
four, probably
dope
about
that you
400
have a
country songs
studio in
in.
your home.
Yes, ma'am. Have to. As an artist, it's the easiest, cheapest thing to do. So I would advise any artist to go get you some old equipment that people not using no more. Go. Save you up some money if you have to. Use the connections that you do have, even if you have to rent equipment just to learn it. Um, get a studio. Like you got to learn and get comfortable with recording, so that you could flow properly with the beat and breathe properly and stuff like that. Having a studio would definitely help with all of those things. Way quicker. I wish I would have had a studio, for years, but I had just gotten it probably about 2 to 3 years ago. So I've been recording myself, mixing my own stuff pretty much. I have a production team
Oh,
called
nice.
Concrete Cowboys
Okay.
Production. It's three of us: my guitar player Jeremy Snyder, my cousin Dante Oliver, and myself. And we just, we put together Let Me See. We put together all the projects. We do everything.
Did you write Let Me See?
No, ma'am, I don't write anything.
Oh,
I
okay.
just so I go right off the top. I don't put anything on paper or pen or pad. I just get in front of the mic and whatever I feel, that's what's gonna come of it.
Very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having a conversation this evening with new country music artist Emmanuel Lee. He has a single out and it's called Let Me See. And we were talking about his start, and the studio is an amazing place to start. So we'd like to hear how it all began. And now the influence for Let Me See. Was that a girlfriend? What was that?
um, Honestly, it was just another song. So I'm about 400 country songs
Okay.
in about a year. Altogether, it's been about a year, maybe like a year and 3 months. I done recorded about 400 country songs. So. my
Wow.
catalog is pretty much full and stuff. And I keep just recording new stuff and different styles and stuff like that as
Yes.
I go along. Um, so I really didn't have an inspiration to the song. I heard the beat, and the first thing came to my mind was, "Let me see you shaking. You've been a bad girl, thinking you need a spanking." It first thing came to my mind, so I just
I love, I love it. It's so cool. And like I said, it has like a little vibe to it that seems like what we are used to in the like the new hip hop space, I guess, if
yes,
you
ma'am.
will. So it's got a bounce as well as it has that country twang that we traditionally hear. You kind of did a fusion. Really, really dope. And as I said, it is exciting to hear new music. It's also exciting to see more step into other genres of music that we wouldn't traditionally, you know, listen to, I guess, if you will.
Yes, ma'am.
So I do congratulate you for taking that leap of faith and doing so. And I will say that your team, as you mentioned, had reached out to me to say, check out this artist. And as we love new music here on Champagne and Conversations, when I heard it, I was like, everybody, we're coming out of retirement, team. Let's load up again. And we're going to do a live conversation with this gentleman. Super dope. I do appreciate you because it gets to be sometimes a little redundant, listening to, we love all the old tunes, classics. We love not old tunes, but we love the classics. We love good music. But when it's something vibey and fun, it's like, let's go. So
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you for
I
that.
love it.
We do appreciate it. Now, influences, who have been your influence in this space since you've been kind of moving. So, and you got what, 400 songs, as you said.
Yes, ma'am. Um, Influences. So the crazy part is, the only influences that I would say that I have based on the music that I make is vocally.
Okay.
So Morgan Wallen taught me how to sing low
Uh-huh.
in my country pitches. I don't want to say taught, but um, listening to his music helped guide my voice to understand. Okay, I can sing low. And then I had to get to Luke Combs and Parker McCullum and Chris Stapleton and
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Blake Whitten and people like that to get my rasp and to understand that I could sing that way. I didn't know that I could like I didn't know I could go that high and stuff. But once I got into other artists that I would say God showed me because I was struggling. One thing I will say I did struggle on my first two country songs that I tried to make
Okay.
because I couldn't go high without sounding R&B.
Hmm.
um, I was
Interesting.
having a problem to propel my voice and keep my consistent twang because I come from most of us come from an R&B space, a hip hop space, and stuff like that.
Yes.
So that's it, most definitely was part of my inspiration. The field that I came from, hip hop, R&B, and then the beautiful, wonderful country artists that I did have a chance to listen to. Um, Definitely all came and just filled up that gumbo pot for me. But I definitely one thing I do want to say is no shade towards the country music world or nothing like that. I love everything about it. Um, but black people did start country music, right? And there's no representation for us though in that field. Um, And when I say representation, I mean you don't hear hip hop, you don't hear R&B, you don't hear gospel, our gospel, right? You
Huh?
don't hear our vocals, our feeling, right? You just hear, you see a face that's dark, but doing what they would do on a song. I would say that one of my biggest inspirations to jump into country music and the way that I jumped in with this single was to bring the dynamic of us to this side. Because nobody is well, I haven't heard it yet. I would say I don't want to say anybody, but I haven't heard a black country artist come out and sound black. I would say
So
pretty
I was
much.
going to ask you, what do you think about like K Michelle? She was one that was in, Texas, and she said that she started in that space and then it wasn't as accepted as she wanted it to be. So she stepped, like you said, into the R&B, and now she's back. What was it that you were experiencing from that? Why were you kind of hesitant in that space?
In the R&B world or in the country world?
Well, I guess were you saying that that was becoming a situation for you, like you didn't want to sound like you were R&B, you were really trying to cross over into the country and stay there, so you didn't want it to confuse, I guess in that space. Because to me, even she sounds still, she has
R&B.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's something that I saw a while ago. I kind
Huh?
of learned like, okay, country people are not going to respect you, um, but unless you have what they're looking for. And with all due respect, that you have to accept that. You gotta, be okay with coming into somebody else's space and giving them also what they want, but putting your own little flavor on it. So the thing that makes country music, a lot of people say like, they wonder why a lot of black artists that try to do country, they don't really make it that far. I could say one of the biggest things is we don't sound country, even if even if we from the country. That's kind of because the music that we grow up off of is R&B and hip hop and different genres, exotico and stuff like that,
Uh-huh.
blues. Um, a lot of us don't sound fully country, so they say, "Oh, you're faking," and stuff like that. But artists like K Michelle, Beyonce, amazing artists, amazing, but they were missing what the people are kind of looking for. The music was amazing, right? But they still sound like the same R&B moguls,
Yes, right,
um, just on country tracks. So
right.
people are like, "Well, this ain't country because you don't." Basically, long story short, you don't have a twang. So
And is that the prerequisite? Is the twang?
it's the twang is country. I mean, that's the only thing. That's the only way that you could say you're doing country music is to possess that twang.
Okay, I see.
I would say because just studying from paying attention to other people's successes and failures and certain things. Um, Even auto tune, they don't really respect the auto tune aspect. They use Melodyne in that world, which is
Uh-huh.
still a pitch corrector. You just wouldn't know because it sounds so natural, but it's called Melodyne. And
Okay,
that's
okay, we're
the
getting a lesson on what this is.
yeah,
This is why I thought this was amazing because it's so new to some, maybe not all, because we've seen these, transitions or crossovers and the music etiquette, but it's just so new to the fact that, everyone is embracing it in a different setting now. So we don't want to cross, but then it's difficult to not mix, a jazz setting with a R&B setting with a gospel inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems to stack itself, even though it may not want to cross, or you may want to be very specific, or there's certain cadence or technology or whatever you have to use in order to do so. But ultimately, it seems like you should still be able to carry, kind of your influences, that kind of thing. I will say that was interesting what you were saying in terms of in terms of the twang. So I'm really wanting to know for, just from you, when do you get like vocal training to get that? Well, where does it come from? Because I wouldn't have that.
that's what I'm trying to. A guy gave it to me, like, but that's what I was saying when I was a kid. All we could listen to is country and pop and stuff like that. And all of my family members that I grew up around, they all country. They all from the country.
Oh, I
Um,
see. Okay, so you just
yes,
took the
ma'am.
southern kind of draw. But now how does that go into music though? If it's a draw, okay, let's
I can't even.
read something for me while we still have you up.
Okay. With the like, let me. Would you like me to sing a
Yeah,
random
yeah, that
song or the
well, no, we'll do that when we come back in because I want that fresh. So we'll just do like something. It doesn't matter,
some
just because I
random?
want to hear it.
Say you got a fast car, and I got a plan to get us out of here, man. Working at the convenience store. Man, she saved just a little bit of money. I won't have to drive too far. Just across the border and into the city, and you and I can both get jobs. Trying to see what it means to be living.
Yeah. Okay, so see, that's not normal. I mean, that's an art. I couldn't even if I had a raspy voice in the morning, and I do, but it is not going to sound like that. I have never tried to sing one of Tracy Chapman's songs, and shout out to Tracy Chapman because she is now yes, she got her flowers recently at one of the award shows, and I'm like, yes, good job,
Well deserved. I'm so glad Luke Combs
absolutely.
chose to use that song and make it more, I ain't gonna lie, he sung it 50 times better than her. I can't lie. Luke Combs is his voice is just phenomenal. I mean, you can't even copy and paste his voice. It's just like, oh my God. But that music that song is amazing. I mean, like that, I mean, for it to hold its weight for 20 something years, that's pretty impeccable. Like she made that song in the 80s, so for that song to really still be relevant in 2024, that's impeccable. It went number one as soon as Luke Combs redid it. It went number one everywhere in the country world. She the
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are sitting with the country music artist Immanuel Lee. Thank you so much for joining Champagne and Conversations. We were talking about the Southern drawl mixed with the, I don't know, you explain it because what you just did, I can't even come up with how it all works. All I know is that me as an individual cannot come up with raspy plus southern drawl to create country anything. Now I can sing an R&B, or at least I can try to sing an R&B song, but I cannot, yo lady, I can't do that.
that was screaming.
But we were also giving flowers to Tracy Chapman and one of the deserving individuals in this space for sure. So we want to make sure that we just consider her. And you were just singing a bit of Tracy Chapman's music, which we love. And I'm so happy to see that she was out and doing her thing at the top of the year, getting her flowers. So yes, definitely greetings and congratulations to that. So now, befitting
That's
that
funny.
it
That
is
was She was one of my biggest inspirations in the beginning
okay,
of the
all
year
right,
too. Well, like her watching her, because I had doubts, when I first started and stuff like that. I
yeah.
had some doubts, like, they even gonna accept me, I'm black, and you know what I mean.
Oh,
I
okay.
did feel some kind of way, but to watch a black person go number one at the beginning of the year, it had me in tears when I woke up that day because I was praying to God and asking Him to give me pretty much like a strength of armor because I didn't know
Sure.
like if they was going to set me or not, and just give me that drive to keep going no matter what. And the first thing I seen as soon as I opened my phone is first black female artist to go number one. I literally dropped to my knees and just started crying. I called my whole team. I'm like, y'all, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I
Yeah,
shout out to Tracy Chapman, and all the hard work that she put in, over the years, and all of the other great, African American, country artists that have been trying to do this and have been doing it for years. Shout out to all of them.
absolutely. And to you, shout out to you. Now, you had mentioned, early, guys, we have a little bit of conversation before we start. It's just the necessary things to do. But you mentioned that you weren't as encouraged or confident about stepping into this space. So let's talk about your journey with that.
Okay. Um, it's like I said, yeah, it was pretty tough trying to think about if it was even possible. Like I'm just a little small kid from, a small town in Chicago. So um I really didn't think like, people would really take me serious because I'm not from the country, right? But when I really sat back and thought about it, if God give you a opening, you take it, right? Like you
Yes,
never really know
yes,
what you're gonna be doing in your life.
yes.
since I was a kid, people, my daddy a pastor, right? So, but since I was a kid, everybody from church and people in school and all kind of stuff, they always used to say, "You're gonna be a minister,
Oh, wow.
but you're
Okay.
not gonna be a minister like a pastor. You're gonna be a minister in music."
Sure.
And I never really
Sure.
got that because the music I made, I wasn't, you know, ministering to nobody. I was, just kind of having fun and acting a fool doing young kid stuff, right?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Um, but country music saved my life. Like it literally
Wow.
saved my life. It reawakened what God had already had for me.
Love it.
Um, my first single is not a representation of that. Um,
I
but
was
you
going to
do
ask
like this is
you, what did your dad have to say about Let Me See?
the Oh my Lord. Funny thing is, he didn't really have anything to say about it. He just, kind of want me to just keep going. He don't even know, what other kind of songs that I got coming and stuff like that. I wouldn't even say he probably even heard the song. I don't even know if he heard the song. Um, Unfortunately, I would say, and I don't really want to put all of my business out there, but I do want upcoming artists and just different people that's watching to understand your family probably not gonna support you. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10 with anything you did. My family never supported.
Oh, wow.
If anything, when I was a kid, singing and dancing and doing talent shows and stuff, my daddy would say, "You in your flesh, and be quiet." I'm singing Stevie Wonder's downstairs, and they telling me to be quiet.
Yes. Yes. Talk about it.
Um, and I definitely want to, just shed light to that. Sorry, mom and dad. I do have to tell the truth here, though, because I do want to inspire other younger artists and remind even the older artists like it's okay like that people not gonna support you and jump behind you.
Sure.
Um, and it don't mean that everybody a bandwagon or if they don't support you. It's just nobody can see your vision. And it's a
Right.
million people chasing the same thing that you're chasing. When you were a kid, your parents tell you you want to be a basketball player. That's probably impossible. Try to do something that you can go to college for and get a degree.
Yeah. Everybody's
And
doing that.
we all know millions and millions of people that went to school, got degrees, and can't even use them. So that's not I would say that that's a good thing to tell your child so that they can have stability, right? But
Right.
you should never take away from the dream that they're trying to chase. Instill in them that, you do need to have a substantial income, be sustained, right?
Yeah.
But you to never give up on your dreams because the same people that you're working for, they didn't give up on theirs.
Right.
The same people that you watching on television, they didn't give up on theirs. You got some people that blow up in 6 months. Some people it takes 6 years. Some people
Yeah.
it take
That's
three
right.
days. Some people made one song and it went to the
God's
top.
timing.
You know,
Yes.
all God's timing. At the end of the day, you don't have no control over when you make it or when you don't, or if you make it or if you don't.
Right.
But in the Bible, it clearly says faith without works is dead. So you can believe that you can go somewhere, but if you're not working towards it, probably not going to happen.
That's
Just
right.
because you can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna be a millionaire next year," and you have no plan. You don't make
Haven't even
clothes.
stepped out of the house.
You you don't sing. You don't rap. Like you don't
Right.
have business structure. You have to
No
you have
online
to be
portal,
realistic.
nothing.
You
Hmm.
have to be realistic with yourself
Right.
um, and things that you want to do in your life. And don't
Absolutely.
take anything for granted. Like somebody might want to interview you and they got 30 followers. You never know if that's your opportunity and you just passed up on it. That person that got 30 followers might put way more money into you getting out there or have way more resources to get it farther and you just don't know. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
That's why like what we was talking about earlier. Performing and stuff like that. Only a couple people being in the building and stuff. That don't
Yes.
matter.
Sure.
Doing small shows, as they call it, the chicken circuit. The chicken
The
circuit,
chitlin circuit.
the chitlin circuit. That's how
Yes.
you get to
That's
the
right.
big stages. You have to get around, and the small people always make people big. No big person makes somebody big, even if the big person gives them a deal
Speak
or
on
whatever.
that.
You have to get out there and work with the small people and
That's
the
right.
regular, hard working, everyday people. Those are the people that's going to get you rich, not the people that gave you the deal and stuff. I'm blessed enough to have a distribution deal with Universal finally, working
Sure.
from putting work in.
Shout
But
out
guess what?
to B-Boy
It's the
Soul
small
and
people.
Mike and all of your
Yes,
teams there. Yes.
yes, yes. Shout out to them for making it
Yes,
possible. But you
sure.
got to get out there and prove yourself. You got to get out there every day. Like every day, you should be networking. Every day, you should be trying to move that goalpost closer and closer to where you're trying to go. Like meeting one person a day can get you way farther than you sitting in the house and not meeting nobody.
Unless you're utilizing what social platforms, these
Yes,
type of settings where you're on what we love, Zoom.
yes.
Um,
And it's still networking. That's still
absolutely, it's
networking.
still absolutely.
Yes,
That was
even if
exactly
you're in
how
the
we
confinement.
began.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's how you do it. And look at you. You done interviewed some of the biggest people in the world, Cassidy, Biz Marquis, like some RP to him, some wonderful people. You know, started probably from ground zero. You know what I mean? During COVID,
Prince
one of the
Marky
most
D.
scariest times. Yes,
Prince Marky
and one of
D.
the Marky D. Make sure y'all
Yes.
get it right. We have it correct.
Yes.
Um, 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 and look how far you done came since 2020, just continuously, just staying busy. I'm glad that I could bring you out of retirement, a little
You
retirement.
did. You did bring us out of
Um,
retirement. And
that's
as you
such a
see,
blessing.
we're definitely excited about your new music. It's a country platform genre of music, but it's still a great genre of music. And it was something to just kind of get into a creative space, which I think that in this day and time, we all kind of get into these little moments where it's like, I'm not real motivated. Oh, it's so, so many things going on. So to be able to share with creatives and be able to talk about new opportunities, new music, where you were, you said you were in the R&B space, and to cross over into this space is exciting. And that's what we need sometimes, just a little jolt of something to just give us a little power forward, battery in our back to say, let's go, and get into
Yeah.
2025. As you said, we're here, we're at the end of the mark now, and Champagne and Conversations, will be celebrating 5 years on the other side of 2025. So that'll be awesome as well. But now, in talking and networking, who would you like to work with?
Whew, Lord. I would love to work with Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs. Those are my top two, honestly. It's a plethora of artists that I would love to work with. But the people I fell in love with and that influenced me was Morgan Wallen and Luke Combs. So I would love to do songs with them. I would love to do a song with Shabuzi,
Yes, I was
a
going to
song
ask
with
you. And Shabuzi, I believe, is from here. I'm in Virginia. Is he
yeah, he's
really?
from Virginia.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's in Virginia. Yes, so that's super dope. Now, I want you to just recap again how you actually realized this opportunity, because I don't know if we missed it. We kind of went into some things, but we talked about it behind the scenes. So I don't want anyone that is interested in getting into the music business, guys, he is not independent, but he does have a story that I would love for him to share. So if you can give us the version of it that you so desire,
Okay.
introducing us into how you got to being in this space.
Well, in 2022, well, I guess I got to run back a little bit more. Okay, so I'm from Chicago. I was making R&B and hip hop type music. Some of it was heartfelt, some of it was kind of gritty, stuff like that. I was really bouncing around. I call myself a sapper. I sing and rap at the same time. So I don't sing or I don't rap. I do both of them at the same exact time. So I always call myself a sapper, which is a new genre that I'm trying to start. Please, you guys, don't try to steal that from
Okay,
me.
say it one more
Um,
time.
a sapper.
Snapper.
No, sapper. Like a
Sapper.
rapper
Oh,
without. Yeah.
SAPP. Oh, okay. Wait. Tell us your Instagram and your social media, because I did see it there. So anyone that doesn't know what he's saying, tell us that so we'll know where you are.
My Instagram and everything is Immanuel Lee. That's IMMANUELL33. If it's not a 33, well, the only thing that it won't be a 33 on is Facebook, because they don't let you put, numerics in your name. So it's Immanuel Lee just with two threes.
Okay. All right. So Sapper, we're gonna look for that genre next. Or we're gonna look for that subcategory next. Let's say that. Okay. So now carry on how you got here.
So that's how I started. And I had a little buzz or whatever at home. I was local, as they call it.
Okay.
Um, I made a lot of bad business decisions, I would say, posting my money and, trying to show that I'm more successful than I was and, stuff like that. And that kind of stuff puts you in dangerous situations. So in 2022 alone, I almost got robbed 3 different times.
Wow.
The very last time it was I don't know if my PR team gonna keep me for this, but it was a shootout. And I'm not gonna speak on too many details, but I ended up getting grazed.
Oh,
Came
wow.
home, came home, went to sleep, not knowing. Woke up and my lungs collapsed.
Wow.
So after that, I ended up, going, coming out, still trying to do my thing or whatever, as they say, still making music and stuff like that, sapping, doing R&B music and stuff like that. And I noticed that I started transforming into somebody I didn't want to be. I don't want to be a gangster or, I don't want to fit in. And I noticed myself start to do that to myself. Um, so God woke me up when I was at TGI Fridays one day, eating waiting for my chicken and shrimp Cajun Alfredo. I heard that Morgan Wallen song over the intercom speakers, and it literally saved my life. Like, I fell in love with the song. A couple days later, I'm singing along to it, and I went right to the studio and just started doing country music. 2 months later, I had moved to Houston, and just started doing shows, small chitlin circuit shows, just trying to get my name out there. Ended up running into a few people. Um, while I was doing the show at the House of Blues, that I
Okay,
was invited
nice.
to, thank God.
Hmm.
And that led me to moving to Indianapolis, working on my album, meeting with different labels and stuff like that. Some things took a turn left with the people that I started with. Um,
Sometimes it does.
and yes, ma'am, it does. And I ended up having to move back to Houston. I ain't really had nowhere to go. My money was running pretty low. And by the grace of God, Universal called me.
Look at God.
And offered
Yeah.
me a distribution deal without a following, without being on the internet, um, without having like a presence, as you would say. They just heard the music and noticed the drive. And I thank God that He just, opened that door for me. So
Sure.
ever since then, it been on and smoking. So like the last, I think I signed about 2 months ago.
Okay.
So
All right. So we got you
I'm very excited.
real
Yes, very
new
new.
to the industry. Well, new
Yes,
to, I guess, everyone else. You weren't new to the industry because you've been practicing in the space for a while. So
yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
Well, congratulations to you again. We are so super excited and prayerfully that inspired those that are in this space. We're at the end of the year and holiday time, but sometimes people are trying to decide just what am I supposed to be doing. The biggest thing is like, what's my purpose, you know? And so this helps when someone says, I might have been derailed or I might not have all the resources or, all the things that you exactly have or need to get to where you think you're supposed to be. Like you said, you might not have moved if you thought that you were going to run out of money because that's nervous and all that. But we often are protected and guided and covered
Yes.
by our source. And that's so amazing. So I did want you to share that story. And we want to tell you to keep going. Congratulations on all of the success that we know is coming with what you're doing because you have that energy. You have that. Now, I do want to ask you, being though it's holiday, do you have holiday music?
Yes, ma'am, I do. It just haven't came
And I
out.
have asked you to not call me ma'am.
So I'm sorry.
He used to be
I
in
see
Southern
that.
and polite, but I'm telling him we
Yes,
might be the same age. You have to say
I'm
that.
so sorry. I'm sorry. But
Okay.
yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Holiday music. Do we have? Can we get a little sample of Silent Night? Do we have something? or or are we gonna go trill trap auto tune Santa Claus is coming? What we doing?
Oh my goodness. Man, like at this very moment, I cannot think of none of my holiday songs. Like I said, I got like over 400 songs, so I would even
Uh-huh.
have to go find them.
Oh, wow.
But I
Okay,
know for
well, when you
sure
do
I got
find
about
them,
two Christmas songs and maybe just three holiday songs that you could
yeah,
play for any holiday. No, it's not a name on it, but it's just spending time with the family, regular stuff.
when you do, please post it and tag us so that we
And you
can
know,
then repost it.
you
That's
know
your
I will.
assignment after we get off.
You know I will.
Now, can we get a sample of Let Me See, your new single on all streaming platforms? And again, share your social media. I know you have a performance to get to tonight, and you were actually performing last night, but we wanted to make certain that we got the same kind of treatment that you've been giving the other interviewers that we've noticed
Oh.
been on their podcast. Because we're not a podcast, we're a conversation. So we want to get the same love and treatment that you've given them, okay?
Yes, I don't got no problem with that. You know, I love performing. Okay, so yeah, ready? If you want to put your hands together with me like
Okay. Now I'm gonna act like I don't have a beat.
this. Rambling your mouth, don't let me hear you say it. You better watch your mouth, I don't know what you're thinking. I came to have a good time with you, baby. So won't you turn around and let me see you shake it? Hey, let me see you shake it. You've been a bad girl, think you need a spanking. Let me see you shake it. You've been a bad girl, think you need a spanking. Uh, baby, shake it. Hey, baby, shake it. Uh, let me see you shake it. I said, let's talk more shaking.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, that has a different like country thing going on. That has a mixture. I'm gonna tell you, that part sounds like you added, a few things, but we'll leave the special sauce to
Yes,
those
man.
of us that like to really listen to music. But otherwise, Let Me See is super dope, great energy. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we have Emmanuel Lee with us. He is celebrating his new single. He is celebrating the music, the art, the love of country, and the love of R&B. But before you go, though, I want to talk to you about R&B. What were you doing in that space? Did you do music in that space that's out anywhere?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what was that
Um,
like?
if you guys look up Manny the Sapper, on YouTube, Instagram, well, not Instagram and all that stuff no more, but on YouTube, Spotify, any other streaming platform, you can still find the music. I left it up because I want people to know where I came from and where God brought me. I was doing sap. I was sapping for about well, I'm still sapping now. I'm a country sapper now, but before I was doing music for about 6, 7 years.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm talking about I was trying everything. I even did reggae. I did everything.
And you
I
and
did
usually you
everything.
do until you find what really works for you.
What
So yeah.
works? Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we know that.
So I was so grateful to find country music. And how fast, like, that's how I know this is the space for me.
Yeah.
Um, I've never had a calico. I've had my deal since about 2 months, and I've done way more than I've ever done in those 6, 7 years when I was doing
Yeah.
my other music in the length of a couple months. Not even just the 2 months, because like I said, I did 77 shows out here in Texas, so that took about 3 months to do before
Okay.
I got discovered and stuff. And then I had to leave and get and work on my album and had those label meetings. That was about 5 months. Then I came back for a month, and then they finally called me in like 2 months ago. So altogether, it been about like a year and some change.
And
I
yeah.
wasn't posting
Okay.
on the internet, anything. So um, anything is possible as long as you put in the work in, keep the faith,
Hey.
keep God first. So really that's really what kept the power going the whole time. Just be me having faith and just not giving up and knowing this is the only thing that I want to do. Even if I don't make it big or anything, I don't have no shame. I still Instacart right now. I still, make my little money on the side. I don't have no problem with, going out there and making things happen, investing in myself. Still having to get things done, to this day. So don't think because you got a deal you ain't gonna have to work or, put the leg work in or, boost your content, put ads behind it. that's not the case. I also don't have a record deal. I got a distribution deal. So
Distribution.
um it's completely it's so many different kind of deals. Distribution does not come with the same things record deals come with. Even though record deals usually come with both distribution and upfront money and stuff. But I own all my masters still. I make more than the label does. It's really a beautiful deal. Honestly, I'm shocked
Yeah,
how I got
yeah.
it. I'm kind of shocked how I even got it being a new artist. I don't even got 6,000 followers on Instagram yet, But when I
It's
moved out
coming.
here,
It's coming.
crazy part is when I moved out here, I had about 3,000 followers. Now I'm already, less than a year. I'm almost at, six
Double
now.
that. That's right. That's right.
So it just staying consistent, putting the legwork in, not giving up. And I'll tell that to any artist any day. Just keep going. Um, but the ones that's in the way, y'all need to get out. I ain't gonna lie, the ones in the way got to get out the way. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I do want to say that though, even though I probably shouldn't say that, but it's some of y'all out there, y'all got to get out the way because it's a lot of us that we work hard and we love what we do for real. We not trying to just get a dollar off of it. We literally go to sleep crying to the songs that we make, and like we really want to change lives and different things. If you just want to make money, please get out the way because you're in the way of a lot of talented artists that would
Art.
love to
Yeah.
just have a
You're
little piece of
interfering with the
success.
art.
Please
Absolutely.
get out the way, please. No disrespect, no
Please
shade. I'm not trying to block your dream, but if you don't care about it like we care about it, please get out the way
get out the
because
way.
you're in the way.
That's
Thank you.
right. That's right. We loved it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had an evening of country music and conversation, and we did a little bit. We didn't have our sipping champagne, but wait, we cannot go because you were sipping something that I love. Tell me about it.
Oh, this is whiskey bourbon. I just got acquainted with this. It's called 1706 or something like that, or '08 or something.
Okay.
This is my first time,
So you like
having it.
brown?
I'm not even gonna touch it if it's not brown. If it's not whiskey or bourbon, I ain't gonna touch it. No, I won't touch it.
Okay. Okay. Not cognac?
No, it's like a violent drink. I don't know why.
You think
It's
so?
like a
Well, see,
it make you
cognac is
argumentative.
still kind of carries the grapes like champagne, so it comes off of that.
Really?
But I am a whiskey bourbon. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, I didn't know cognac came from
Yeah,
champagne. Wow.
yeah, crude. Uh-huh. It has the grapes that are like, harvested the same, very much the same way as we do fine wine. Well, it is considered a fine wine. Cognac is considered a fine wine.
It's crazy though. I
It
used to
is.
drink cognac. That's why I say it's kind of like a.
I started there. Yeah, I did as
I used
well.
to love cognac, like and brandy. Brandy is where I started, and
Now,
then
I'm
I
not a
upgraded to
brandy.
cognac. I love
Yeah,
brandy.
I'm
It's
not a
so
brandy.
like.
Only in like tea, that kind of thing. As DL Hughley was saying, they put that brandy and everything, put it on the kids' gums when we was a teething, when we were
Lord,
younger, and the tea
Lord.
when we were sick.
Anything. Brandy, but they say brandy
Yes.
gonna cuts and everything.
So now, what whiskey bourbon do you like? What is that you're
Um,
drinking?
I love Jack. This is 1706 or something like
Okay.
that. I forgot the name of it. This is my first time. Y'all don't do me like that. And
Ah,
then
well, I just noticed that you were sipping, and we like that. I usually do a little as well, but we wanted to make sure we got to the conversation today. So yes, thank you so much for joining us on Champagne and Conversations, ladies and gentlemen. Please go check out Let Me See. I'm sure we'll hear more. We're asking for some holiday music before the holidays are over, so maybe we'll get that.
Woo!
We'll see. Maybe one.
Man,
We wouldn't be who
honestly,
we are unless we challenge you to that. So yes,
I would love.
we'll
I
see
can't
what
wait
happens.
until it's my time to drop them type of songs. I can't wait till it's my turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us on Champagne and Conversations. We look forward to supporting you. We look forward to seeing you, and happy holidays to you. Happy New Year. I'm sure we'll do that on social, but at the end of the day, happy New Year. Congratulations to you and much success to you.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys sharing y'all platform with me. I thank you so much for taking the time to interview me and, show me some love. I really appreciate it. Um, God get all the glory at the end of the day. In the name of Jesus, I
Amen.
just want to thank you and your team for being so wonderful. I love the staff over there. They seem like great people. So thank you guys so much for just giving me the opportunity. Everything is an opportunity for me. I thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You have a great evening. Ladies and
And thank
gentlemen,
you to the
Immanuel
tuning in,
Lee.
Lorenz. I love you guys.
Thank you. All right.
See you say, let me see you say,